the industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, fuck it. We weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway.
Cheers, guys.
3,
Cheers.
2.
Salud.
Salud.
Punja.
God.
It's not, I knew what it was, but I wasn't ready
Yay!
for it.
I love that.
It was a hint of mezcal. Just like,
Yeah,
Did you make an M&M?
Yeah, M&M.
Yeah.
You made M&Ms?
The finish.
basically, yeah.
Oh.
Basically.
The Montenegro was
I made bitter
nice.
Nims because it's fucking Fernet instead of Montenegro, so
I
it
thought
was bitter
it was
Nims.
more liquor.
Yeah, it's bitter Nims.
Better
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast. We pull back the curtain and give you some insight what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. I like to call that the industry perspective.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Huzzah!
I always have to like put the IG thing before I talk because you say yours right after I say yours, and I like for it to pop up. So I have to time mine where it's like, here it is, and it immediately goes to you.
Did you come up
It's
with one?
fun. It's fun.
I'm workshopping a couple things. I'm not using the one he sent me.
Why not? It was so good.
It was good,
What
but
is it?
not me.
Huh?
What is it?
Yabba dabba do, I'm gonna nut in you.
Oh God!
See how I remembered it word for word.
Yeah, but the thing
No
is,
one would
you're
forget
supposed to
any
be
of that.
Shaggy, and you always sound like Shaggy when you get
Yes.
excited.
Yabba dabba do, I'm gonna nut in you.
Yeah, but never do is Fred Flintstone.
Like he's gotta get his hand above the string.
Wait, so everyone has an intro.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. That leads us to, we have a guest today. We have the multi-hyphenate, talented
Multi.
Seth. I don't want to say your last name unless you want to. You are in my phone as Seth McHandsome Sauce.
That is
that's actually what's going to be
my
on
real
the
last
thing.
name as well.
Oh, fuck.
Seth
You come in a
McHandsome
long
Sauce,
line and
yeah.
they had some sauces. I like that. Actually, I just guessed it. I saw your debit card. I know. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Word.
Yeah,
Seth Goodfellow.
there you go.
No, we.
McHandsome Sauce.
The third.
Esquire.
Just a quick plug. You just gotta get in there for the IG. You know what I'm saying?
In case this gets credited.
Also known as Seth McHandsome Sauce.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That should be on your dating app profiles. Seth McHandsome face.
It
McHandsome
will
sauce.
be.
McHandsome
Yeah.
Sauce. McHandsome face is just too on the nose.
It's going to be in his
The face is a
IMDb.
little abrasive. So
Yeah.
What's a
sauce.
face without a little
Sauce
sauce?
or
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
be saucy, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
be
I
saucy.
thought you want sauce.
Oh, I get it.
I knew what you meant.
Also, Seth and I work together at an unknown,
Yes.
unmentioned
We
place.
don't know where.
No one knows where it's
don't
at.
know
Not
where.
disclosing
They
locations.
work
Yeah, we're not
Redacted.
disclosing. Just in
Work at
case, you know.
Redacted.
They work at.
I feel like with Beatrix, whatchamacallit, from Beatrix from
Wow.
Beatrix.
There's a lot of
Real
Beatrix.
Kill Bill, Jesus Christ.
Kiddo, Beatrice Kiddo.
Yeah, Beatrix
Which is
Kiddo.
weird because I immediately thought Kiddo, but I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way you're referencing that.
No,
I'm
I just
sorry.
like the fact that I blanked that long on it is what's like surprised me. But
Yeah, I'm sorry I left you hanging.
all good.
I didn't believe. I was like, there's no way he.
Well, like they
means
would blank it
Kiddo.
out in volume 1 for.
You know, that's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just now realizing him and I have the similar facial hair structure, and now I kind of want. No.
Way to make it about you.
I mean, you're a little.
Well, one of us has to change.
I'm like, no one was thinking that.
You brought this face? How did we bring these faces to the same thing? One of us has to change. You said.
Genetics.
I told you all week he was going to be here. So
I know.
You were prepared.
I thought he was going to come in full beard.
I mean, I had like a full beard as of days ago.
Yeah.
So this was not. I apologize.
Okay.
Not planned.
We can match.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
handsome on handsome crime.
Yeah.
No. No. We are allies here.
So it's not Highlander rules.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
All right. Because
There
you
can
never
only
know.
be two.
No, we're robbing the bank together.
So it's Highlander
As
Endgame.
twins. In game. Yeah.
Highlander Endgame. Yeah. It's a deep cut nerd thing right there. I don't think anybody else here has seen it. I don't think anyone else has seen it. No. I used to like Highlander, man.
I liked it. I just didn't I didn't see all of them.
Yeah, neither did I. I just saw that.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw like bits and pieces. Anyway, tell everyone what you do at that place that you work at with him.
The
that is
undisclosed
redacted.
location.
Yeah.
I'm a bartender.
Okay.
So I in bar.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh shit! I always wondered what that whole title meant.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you come to the undisclosed location and there's somebody who looks like they're angry and brooding, and then a moment later is like having the best time of their life, that's probably me.
Yes.
At undisclosed location.
So you're like Batman.
I'm like a bipolar Batman.
I would say
type.
more like James
Batman
Bond.
is bipolar, but I mean, like
Not
the
literally
last Batman,
bipolar, but,
he spends the whole time brooding
Oops,
until
super
he's beating
broody.
someone up, and then he's like,
No, yeah, I switch. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I switch back and forth from Bruce Wayne mode to Batman mode pretty fast. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? Then I'm like, oh, what the fuck is your fucking problem? I'm gonna fucking beat your fucking face in, and like that. No, like there's a literal thing. Like I'm having the time of my life, and I'm bartending, and I'm making drinks, and I'm all into it. I'm really passionate about what I do. You know, I enjoy crafting a good cocktail, recommending things. I'm garnishing with care and elegance. And then somebody just says that, like, that thing.
What's your red flag?
Yeah.
oh yeah, let's get into that.
Red flags for
I like it.
For guests.
We should ask every guest this.
We are.
Yeah.
Kia made a thing.
Hell
She
yeah.
made a shout out to Kia.
So
we
I
miss you.
I have a very broad red flag, and it happens pretty fast. I feel like,
shit.
so I'm going to get a little bit abstract,
like a
conceptual
safe
here
flag
for a
size?
second. I feel like there are three types of people that go out to restaurants. There are more than that, but like you could categorize them into three. The first and the smallest category would be people who have previously or currently working in the industry. They get it, they know, they're patient. As long as you're doing good service, they tip great.
right.
Yeah.
And there are people who like understand the game. They come out, they again want good service, but they tip great. And then there is the crowd, which is probably the largest percentage, that is the most demanding, the most ignorant, and doesn't tip well. And
Right.
you can spot them from a mile away.
They ask for the most, but they give the least.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like
And
the 12 card
smell
brunch
it.
split.
Yes. Yeah.
And
you can
everyone tips
smell
a
it.
dollar.
Literally a dollar.
Yeah, and when someone starts like sending food back and doesn't know how to order a drink like an adult, that
Act
to
like you've been
me,
here before.
you what?
Act like you've been here before.
Yeah. Act like you've
gotta
been out
cancel
to
out
a
some of the
bar or
hands.
restaurant before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
glasses
s-
last time, so
I was gonna say, where are the glasses?
yeah.
So yeah, that's my red flag.
I
As
feel
soon
like
as
he's about
someone's
to
in
do
that
an interview
category,
with a rap documentary.
He's like, this is how they'll tell us apart.
Glasses.
Time out. So you interrupted
this.
his entire breakdown to introduce these glasses.
I didn't interrupt shit.
yeah,
That's why
to be fair, he
snuck out.
discreetly slipped out. And slipped
It
back.
wasn't
He
this-
Batman us for a second, but he Bruce Wayne back in.
Exactly.
The callback. I love it.
The rules of comedy, baby. You know.
There you go. I love it. Yeah,
But yeah,
that is an apt description, though.
Yeah,
that is an apt
yeah.
description.
That entire crowd, I can feel them as they're like sitting down at the bar. I'm like, I already know.
Like a spider
And I
sense?
always,
Yes. I would have tuned it to that. Yeah.
is to what?
Spider sense.
Spider. Yes, I'll take it. Yeah, yeah. You develop an intuition,
Yeah.
bar guests, and like, I always go in positive. I'm gonna give them the experience. I start off positive. I start off positive for about.
I was about to say, what is our timeline on how much we go to work being like, I'm going to have a great shift? How long does it take you to be like, fuck this, I'm out?
Literally,
depends.
a manager could talk to me on my way to cocktail. I'm already pissed. But I try to leave my car expecting positive things to happen.
Totally, yeah. You want to walk in like today's going to be one of the good ones, you know. One of the good ones.
That's a little racist, but I like it.
One of the good ones.
No, like one of the good shifts.
Oh, okay.
One of the good shifts. like there are shifts where I leave and I'm like, you know what?
No, I know that's what
fucking
you
love
meant.
this industry.
But I turned
I'm
it.
just happy that we finally got a white guy to say on the show, one of the good ones. It's not just me. It's not just me. One of the good ones.
But he meant shifts, not people.
Yeah, no, yeah. To be fair,
Because Nando meant people.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Apparently my brain.
I told everybody in the group chat, I'm the king of getting other people mad at you.
You really are? Yeah, and like I'm not too upset because it kind of rolls off of me, but like kind of fun.
And you're gonna get yours in. You get me back. So it's not like you just sit there like, oh, okay. I have nothing to say. You're like, no, I'm gonna get you later.
just wait. I got 6 chess moves ahead of me.
Oh, I know. But I still have to play.
It's so fun. You make the game so fun. Anyways.
Yeah.
Where was I? One of the good ones.
Today will be one of the good ones. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you go into the shift like this is gonna be one of the days where I leave, and like I'm like I fucking love.
I love this job.
Yeah, it's
this
great.
is why I do it.
Yeah, it's social, it's fun, and like
Jesus.
Yeah. And then about 80% of the time you leave saying, why the fuck did I think that walking into that?
Swear I fucking gotta walk out. I'm gonna fucking walk out.
No one's gotta say shit to me. I just gotta open the walk-in and see nothing done, and I'm like,
yep.
Yeah.
And then I just pull out the tub of limes and I'm like, fucking
yeah.
limes.
At said undisclosed location, we've learned to just let that one roll off our shoulders because it seldom gets done.
It's a shame.
Yes,
that's a shame.
You know, it's a big place. A lot of people work there. It gets really messy. The managers are all 19, I think. The average age of the manager.
All right.
Like not the GMs, but like all the big
You
managers.
hadn't won me over until you said that. Now I'm like, okay, all right, it makes more sense now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so accurate, bro. Because you see them when they come into your spot.
Well, and there's like 30 of them.
Those are managers.
Some of them, yeah, bro.
Worst to deal with as a supplier, the AGMs, because they just walk out and you go,
Oh boy.
and look down and like, oh, sweet baby. And you're like, yes, can I talk to X, Y, and Z? They are the this, that, and the other thing. They're like, and they just stare at you like,
The accuracy of the is what I love the most.
business card.
Yeah.
And it's like a fucking punch card for a Chick-fil-A. Like,
Oh my god.
then you sit down at the bar and it's like 45 minutes. They come back and he's like, is there anything I can do for you? He's like, yes, I asked when I came in to talk to your GM. What is going on?
Yeah. And then I feel like they're all conditioned to like give suppliers the runaround anyway, because like it's like so the GMs are like they're gatekeepers.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine like when you're going for the bigger chain restaurants that like there's a lot of patience and persistence required to get that first real meeting.
Oh yeah.
That
It's
was someone that
taken me 3
actually
months at one time.
And a lot of times with them, it's like you not only have to meet the GM, they have to get you in touch with like the
bar
beverage
manager.
director or something.
Because sometimes the GM makes like food decisions and everything else, but they let the bar manager make the spirits decisions. So you have a meeting with the GM, and somehow they like screen you as like professionalism to make it to the bar manager, which is the fun part because you're just doing shots of Fernet the whole entire time you're doing your tasting, and then they're like, yeah, we'll put a cocktail on, give me 3 cases, we're done here. And I'm like,
When you finally get through all the other bosses and you get to the bar manager, they're just in the back ripping shots, waiting on you.
the bar manager is the body.
And they're like, I've been waiting for you.
Welcome, Tarnish.
Yeah. But I guess that's one of the biggest issues that I have with the large chains is that they make it so difficult for you to get in as a rep. But it's because they have to be the same, which we've talked about so many times, is that that's not a good thing for a restaurant, for it to be the same everywhere, unless it's Applebee's. I'll go to Applebee's and get the same thing at Applebee's. I can't remember the last time I was in one, but I know what to expect there. But if I went to this restaurant, even if I know that they have another restaurant 20 miles away, I don't expect it to be the same restaurant. I don't want it to be the exact same. Just get me in the ballpark.
I think there's like a sweet spot with that. Like, you don't want to go to the same restaurant if it's a chain. Maybe let's not, maybe not Applebee's, Chili's, but like if you
Like
know
a
that they
local
have
chain or like
multiple
restaurant
locations,
group.
it's cool to see that they have some variation. But like if you're like, oh, I know that they have a certain dish or a certain something or other that you like, it's kind of cool to see that it's at both places. But it does make sense for like the bigger chains that have multiple locations, maybe in different countries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that,
global brands. Yeah, they're tough as hell. You even if you get a meeting with the bar manager at one spot, they have to run it up.
You have to go higher
the region,
yeah.
and then the region has to send it up to corporate, like national. It's a headache.
I feel like the strategy there is you have to convince them that your product is in some way good for the local market. Because then you're talking about like a regional thing.
Yeah.
And you're trying to change multiple restaurants in that area. So it's a long con. You know, it's like like you're working towards something big. But then if you score, it's got to make a big deal.
I've seen that go like a bad way, because like, let's say our place, like originally when I first started there during the pandemic, we only had 1942 as like our premium tequilas, and we kept on telling people like, hey, we have a market for people that will come in and pay top dollar for these shitty tequilas that people will pay top dollar for. So get us Clase Azul Reposado. And so they eventually got us Clase Azul Reposado. I'm like, cool, great, thanks.
Now we have what, 10
Bro,
10
now we
Clase
have
Azuls?
like literally seven Clase Azuls.
The mezcal, the añejo.
We have two mezcals.
We have two mezcals. We have the
have
Añejo, the Ultra, the
gold, the plata.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, we're overdoing it right now. And
but
we
don't have Fortaleza or Tequila Ocho.
You can play all those Clase Azuls like a fucking xylophone.
Yeah, and it's just like the people that come in for Clase Azul, they're just coming for the repo. Maybe if you're really trying to be extra, you'll get the añejo, but like
it's not worth the space on our shelf.
It's just really they went to town.
The price point, no, I've seen what they sell it for, like it's
ridiculous
wholesale, and then what they charge in the bar. It's
It sounds like someone got had.
Yeah.
But like someone finally got to the top boss, they sold them on, hey, well, if you
I just want to know what they had to
Azul,
do to get that
Right,
done.
they-
Like,
so
you know
this
what I'm
is-
saying?
this is what
Like,
happens
there's
when
a
you-
little something extra
if there
going
wasn't
on.
a ring involved, they didn't get paid enough.
that's nice.
So is that really what you do then?
Sometimes it is like I only have 3 expressions because we're
I was making like a really dry sarcasm constantly. What
He was asking if that's how you get your
Constacasm, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a constant. I was saying, like, do you sleep with the highest person on the corporate ladder in order to get the product?
Oh no!
But it's always an option.
Backfires all the time because if you go about your merry way and live your life, then
They fall in love with you.
I mean, with us here, maybe, because we tens, baby. Let's have a little confidence.
Confidence chasm, you know.
Confacasm now.
Confacasm.
It is a subvariant of constacasm.
Robert's lost.
He's lost. Yeah.
Keep going.
This is a throwback.
No, you don't sleep with the buyers because once you go about your merry way, they are in charge of a whole group of things as a higher up level, and then you get burned out of all those accounts and you never get your product in there for years. If it took you 6 months to get in there, if you do that, you are never getting
You just want to be
in
a
there.
tease until the end. You just want to tease your way.
You just want to edge him.
Well, you did.
It's called gracious courting.
If you do manage to sleep with them, then you did get some product in there.
Hey,
We talked about you ringing your own bell. You can't ring your bell. Thank you.
We might have to put this over. We're gonna put Rob on some.
Okay, I'm on bell. Cool. I'll listen. Boom.
But no, what we actually do, because you had a point, like you get up to the top boss and you're like, well, if you actually buy 30 cases of the repo up front, we'll give you this on top, we'll give this to you at a discount. So with us, once you get to like 5 cases, if you want to do 10, 15, you can, or pricing down, you can get as much free honey as you want to. Like once you go up, we start giving more free things, which continues. It's like we continually are playing a carnival game or like a game show where we keep pressing our luck.
Yeah.
And see how far we can press our luck with what we can get.
and that
makes
is why
sense.
we have 8 bottles of
Clase
Clase
Azul.
Azul.
And we also, they're going to start soon.
Excuse, that's what
They're about to start the 200. We're going to have the 200 milliliter Clase repos so that we can do table service shots with it. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Who are we right now?
I mean, we're talking about the same place
that
that
is money,
had
though.
a $150 margarita that they would deliver on a tray, and about 4 people ordered it in 4 months.
Yeah.
And it required a manager. We had to, as bartenders, prepare it. and the manager would deliver it to the table. And
it was so ridiculous.
Peasants delivering this $150
Dude, it was so wild. And every time we had it,
the manager the
19-year-old
who's just learning their spirits,
legally you can't even pour it because
exactly.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah. So this is that same place. They're trying to do table service with 200 milliliter bottles of Clase Azul Repo, in addition to the other 8 bottles.
Wait,
of
so
Clase
they're
Azul.
ordering like tiny bottles?
Yeah, I think they already have it at the Newport location.
Is it 200 or is it 375s?
At an undisclosed location. From an undisclosed restaurant.
Yeah. I think it's a 200s.
200? Wow. That's
Yeah, but basically, it's basically
shots.
shots.
It's annoying for us as an industry.
It's just dumb. Invest in better tequila.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to do that because the marketing is so. But I literally just had a meeting this week where they're like, where he tasted everything. He's like, your gin's fantastic, best gin I've ever tasted. What's your marketing like? I have Empress Gin and it's fucking terrible, but I do it because everybody asks for it because their marketing is good.
Yeah.
And those are also this is the manager's words, not mine. I don't feel that way. I really actually like Empress Gin. My company might hate me now. Anyways,
You can like other people.
yeah.
As long as you go home at night.
Bar Hill.
As long as you go home to Bar Hill.
The vodka engine you can trust.
1%. Thank you, Rob, for that shameless ass plug.
I had to bring it back. You know what I mean?
I might actually
Thank
use
you.
it because they are on their social media. I've noticed.
What?
Bar Hill.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Anytime I post Bar Hill,
Not to mention,
comment on
it's landcrafted in the heart of Vermont.
Yes, it is. Oh,
Yeah.
Can you also mention that it is kosher, not kosher free, gentlemen? Kosher, gluten free. You don't remember that last
I
episode?
do remember
Yeah,
that.
thank you, Rob.
Yes.
Don't remember kosher free. I'm sorry.
And fully organic.
Oh,
All the California buzzwords. Pun intended. Tooting.
That was a quality ding right there. It's a quality ding. It's
I
nice
learned from the
plug.
best.
It's like college all over again.
the market is a big thing because
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously better tequilas than Clase Azul.
Oh, absolutely.
But-
Absolutely.
Edit.
He's our friend that
He's a great guy,
Great
and
guy.
he loves
My
to
boy
sell.
Joey DiCello with Balcones. He's a great guy.
He loves at undisclosed location. I like to describe undisclosed location as the
Redacted.
What?
As an undisclosed ambiance.
as the IKEA version of Cheesecake Factory. Because
No, we call it the McDonald's of fine dining.
but
I do
that
know.
also works. But
That is
IKEA
phenomenal.
version of Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake
I like
Factory
that.
is
Because it's
wow.
it's swanky, but it's like about to fall apart at any given moment. And
I like this.
and
This is great.
yeah, it's the clientele goes there to look
Religiously.
like they have money,
Religiously.
like to like show off. So it
But
makes
they're all
sense.
there during happy hour too, is the thing.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And they immediately ask if happy hour is over yet, 20 minutes after the menu obviously states that it's over.
Yeah, so if you use your fucking eyes,
And the
you'll see
Clase
everything
Azul is
into it.
already not on the happy hour menu.
That's what they're really asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But I mean, but they're gonna order it because it's like they want to show off.
Yeah, show off. And,
Ding.
they're going to put it in a margarita.
Yeah, and oh
I
my
had
god,
that, and it's just we talked about
It's
it
just
on
a
the episodes.
margarita.
Yeah, it's just a margarita. Like, don't put highly expensive and maybe not good tequila inside a margarita.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, no,
you're just
it's-
sipping tequila.
there's a point where like, okay, it's not shit, but it's good enough to put in a cocktail, but it's not too expensive to spend. Like there are certain things that are made for sipping, and then there's certain things that the marketing make them more expensive, right?
Right.
I went out to a little cocktail bar in Hollywood called Blue Collar. Great spot because like they make you.
Where is it?
It's like in La Brea area.
Okay.
Yeah. Great spot because like you go in, you tell them what you're looking for, and they don't have a cocktail menu or anything. They just make you something based off what you said, and they're built off of the classics, right?
Right.
And so I went with a buddy who was like this influencer who was a gamer, like a big name in the gaming world, and he had like his house was like lined with bottles of
Bodies. Wow.
bodies,
Jesus Christ.
This is
Manjaro.
His
Thanks, buddy.
his house was lined with bottles of Clase Azul. And I was like, let me introduce him to some good tequila. So we were going to sip on some tequila.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm like, well, let's try Fortaleza. So we try Fortaleza.
Oh, Fortaleza, 10 out of 10 for me, but anyway, continue. Sorry.
Same. And we try it, and he's like, yeah, it's pretty good. And he goes to the bartender, I'll have a Clase Azul Repo next. And I was just like, bro, like, did you taste it? Like, do you know what you're tasting? Is it about image or something? Like, do you want people to know that you're wealthy? Like, this guy had like the nicest house I've ever seen. But like,
nicest house?
Ass.
sir.
Ass. Oh,
Two
okay.
booty cheeks and a pair of pants.
Oh,
He
okay.
also had the nicest ass I've ever seen.
Okay.
What I said was house.
Okay, that's what I thought. I heard ass as well. That's why I was.
Okay, this is number 3. You heard what?
I heard both. I heard
Yeah,
house.
I heard
house. And then I'm like,
House.
I heard ass, but then I was like, he meant house. Okay, cool.
Nah, he did mean house because that's what he said.
Yeah. Well, all right.
See, this is why I never drink on the job. It's because drink
doing
number
it wrong.
3, my words start becoming.
Tip of cap to you. There it is.
Oh, I'm going.
But I did have
That was
something that was brought to my attention recently when it comes to this, because I had never seen this before. But there's actually a subculture of people on social media that's what they do. Is they go out, they buy the most expensive spirit they can and just put it in a bullshit ass cocktail.
Oh.
Just
I've
to
seen
say,
some of these, yeah.
Just to say, I can afford this, so get on my level. Like the one I saw was this one person, and at the end, so during the video, the one that really sticks out in my head, he goes up to a bartender and he said, "Let me get your most expensive tequila." And she's like, "Okay, Clase Azul, I think it was." He's like, "All right, so put it in a margarita." And she just kind of looks at him, and you can see that she's like, "I don't want to do this."
Totally.
Yeah.
I've done that so
this,
many
this
times.
feels
Yeah.
wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Just put something
It's
so
like making an
expensive.
old fashioned with Pappy.
Right. Like, why would you do that? If you're going to pay that much money, just drink it on its own.
Yeah.
So
even
then-
even if it's marketing,
Right.
right? If I was gonna have a glass of Clase Azul Ultra
Right.
Neat,
Right.
I would sip it just to see what it's about.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay that much
I mean,
money,
I've tried
you might
it,
as
but
well
like,
enjoy it.
But
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna sip it neat.
Right.
Yeah.
So this person got the margarita, and
It's a show of arrogance.
it is,
Oh, it's
because
absolutely
at
a show of
the very end of all of their videos, they take a sip and they just say wealth. That's their thing. Is let me go to a place.
And to that, I say,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I'm gonna
But
vomit.
here's the part that really
Gross.
fucked my head up.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The part that fucked my head up was the comments.
Yeah.
Everyone was on his side. Obviously, it's
course.
from people following him.
Yeah, but there are
when
also
you
idiots
see-
that can't afford it
but
anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
you see the comments, they were more upset with the bartender than they were the person who disrespected that
Wait,
spirit.
what?
Wait.
They were upset at us. We were the problem, basically.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it goes back to that the customer is always right thing too. So if you have any type of disagreement with a customer,
Yeah.
you are blacklisted in the
right.
keyboard warrior's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't call them customers. I call them guests. The guest ain't always right. You're in my house.
my
Yeah,
compromise
yeah.
for that somebody wants an expensive spirit in a cocktail, just separate them. Keep the alcohol on the side and do all the ingredients on this side. And then that way you can sip it and do it that way.
Well,
I don't know. I feel like that's like a happy medium right there.
Or just
Yeah,
buy
I
a
like that,
margarita
yeah.
and then buy that on the side.
and do that
I
too.
thought we would do
Margarita's
that.
gonna be like what,
Okay,
$15 as
yeah.
opposed to the what, like 80 you're about to
what?
spend on the shot.
Yeah.
Come again?
I'm not cross talking. So here's my thing. If you ask me for a Clase Azul Ultra margarita and you tip me 20+% on making it for you, I don't give a fucking shit.
Exactly.
Oh, you all night.
It's
Exactly.
just most of the time
I'll make
they're
you
not gonna do
10.
that.
Please
Yeah.
ask for 9 more of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happily.
Right.
I'm gonna have a little attitude about it. I'm gonna be like, what, you want it in the margarita?
Yeah.
Are
I'm
you
still
sure?
judge you for sure.
Like, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure I know what you're asking because, like, and then I might even mention the price. I might even say, like, just so you know, it's okay, cool. You're okay. Yeah, no offense. Like, I'm sure you can afford it, but I just wanted to make sure you knew it's my diligence. I'll make that for you. And then if you don't tip me well on that, and
see,
fuck
that's
you
the
for the
thing.
rest of the night, bro.
The reason why we feel the way we feel is that the majority of the time, the people who do that don't tip.
Yeah,
because the
not at
people
all.
who can
they put
really
$10 on that because they're like, well, he just made a drink.
Yeah, but the people who can
you know
afford
what?
real
That's not how it
Clase
works.
Azul and actually appreciate it, and they'll just drink it, they will tip you heavier because they're like, I can afford it. I can also afford to pay you.
Yeah.
For me getting it.
Right.
But the people who want to keep up with what they see on social media or they just want to stun on somebody, they're the ones who they ask for it, they fuck it up, and then they don't tip. That's why we have the attitude. I guarantee you, the first time any of us bartended and someone ordered an expensive shot like that, we probably all thought like, holy shit, you're putting it in a drink. As opposed to, oh, you suck. We have this reaction because too many times the people who are trying to front on everyone else, we still have it taken out on us. So we're spending that. And then when the manager looks, who sold the Clase Azul? Cool, here. All right, how much you get tipped on it? $5. Like, yeah, well, you got played then. People that, and you get tired of feeling that way.
Yeah.
You just get tired of feeling it.
It's like
People
the
that do
people
that
ordering
shit.
Macallan 18 and they give you $2.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, there's a part of me that's like, okay, I know I just poured it in your glass for you, right? Like, I just poured it in a glass neat because that's how you like it. So there's a part of me that's like, I understand where you're coming from, right? Like to play devil's advocate, because
Like me with a beer, you get $100
100%
for
on
bringing it
this
to me
side.
and $1 for cracking it. Like that's what I say.
I get it, because like there was this old mentality for a long time, especially like college drinkers, where it was like $1 drink. You order whiskey, Coke, $1 drink, and it was $6 at the time, so that was a good tip, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of those motherfuckers took that mentality
Into the
into
real
their
world.
$45 shots of Macallan.
There was no
right?
inflation.
There's no
They still think their house is worth $36,000.
Yeah. But our rent has gone up too.
By 300%.
Yeah. So it's a I mean, it's an unfortunate position we're in. We're vulnerable to stuff that's not in our control. It's like you are. Yeah, I'm only pouring you. It takes me 30 seconds of my time, but like that's a part of the cost to hang out in this swanky establishment and to have my fucking ass working here. That's a part of the cost.
And
If
also,
not, like fuck off.
If you're flaunting your
Yeah.
wealth, why not flaunt your wealth more with tipping well too? Because then you look generous.
Right. And then also, I'm going to remember you. And the next time you come back, I'm going to take
And
care
who
of you.
knows? Maybe I've got like a
And that pour gets a
mid
little
top
bit
shelf
steeper,
shot
right?
with the Macallan 18 now.
Right.
If you give me like $30 on that Macallan 18, when you come back, the pour might be another half ounce to an ounce heavier. And also too, if I got something you've never tried before that's expensive, get a half ounce of that as it keeps coming. Like nobody understands, to really put it bluntly, bribery.
Yeah.
No one understands bribery. If you give me more money, you get more nice things from me.
Absolutely.
100%. And that's my new tactic. Thank you for that. I think I've been reading the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Not
Damn,
trying
there's
to
48 of them?
there's 48.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, we do not endorse bribery.
I'm not trying to plug.
Oh, I do.
but,
Don't say
you know,
we. You don't.
He's trying to make this a royal we, but
It's shadow.
Question.
Shadow.
The picture went off on that camera. Is that okay?
It's going to.
It's still
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
Sweet.
It's the conserve the battery.
Yeah.
Got you. Sweet.
Thank you, though.
So you mentioned
Bribery.
tipping. No, before that, you mentioned that like tipping makes you look generous. And there are so many guys that come out on dates.
oh my god.
You ever just want your intrusive thoughts to take over, and then as you're dropping the bill, or you see their date go to the bathroom, like, just so you know, he's broke.
Oh, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there's been 1 or 2 times where I see the quality difference is extremely high after I see the interactions, and I walk back up, and as I put the check down, I was like, "Gave me $2 on your $110 bill."
But like, could
Have
you
fun.
play it the other way? Could you tell the guy when she goes to the bathroom, by the way, want to look generous? Give me a good tip and let her see.
That dude is never thinking that.
You know what?
I'm just saying it might be worth it because you know he's not going to.
I'm gonna double
otherwise.
down on what I said, because we see their cards and their names and stuff. If they've never been in there and they don't tip you that well or at all, like, hey, Gregory, thanks for coming in again, man. And then you incept that idea into their date's mind, like, oh, you brought other bitches here before, so you lied, just ruin the fucking night.
Oh, yeah.
Just double down on
I'm
that
not gonna
shit.
lie. I'm sorry. This is terrible. You know
No,
how
it's
many
not.
times when the guy goes to the bathroom, I've gotten the girl's number.
It's not
Oh
terrible.
yeah,
That's not terrible.
Do it all
It's
the
not
time.
That's not terrible.
Yeah.
it's
We
not
expected
terrible.
it of you.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Not terrible.
Yeah.
There's been so many where I see the date going terribly, and they start like just talking to me, and I see the guy getting mad. I'm like, just doing my job, and then he goes to the bathroom, and then she like winks and like slides it on the check or something, like old romance movie style. I'm like,
Yeah. You
that
gotta
fits
play,
where I
you
used to
gotta
work.
plant
They
the
were
seeds
all
early.
romantic
Wellsmore?
mindset.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Wellsmore was romantic.
Yeah, it was.
You know, that's not bad at all. You think Ronaldo sees somebody with the ball dribbling down the field? It's like, hey man, you got it. Go ahead and score, bro. Nah, fuck that. I saw an opportunity, took it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna score. That's not terrible at
Oh,
all.
soccer
That's just the
reference.
game.
I got a girl's
Soccer
number
and
one time.
sex.
Took me a minute, but I got there.
I got a girl's number one time while he was still sitting there. Like I literally
That's a
was
power
like,
move right
we
there.
like
That
started
is a
talking a
hell of
little
a power.
bit.
That's a power move on
we,
her
we
part.
realized like we had something in common, and he was like
Oh
being
man,
like,
that's so.
but like he first of all he didn't tip well, and it was after that.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not feeling bad for him, but like it's just like it was crazy. Like
No,
when-
but it was also like
Yeah.
I played it really casual. So like I'm not saying I'm sly, but I'm sly.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're
I'm not
saying.
saying sly, but I'm slick as fuck.
No, and like I just was like, you know, like she had talked to me a little bit about what she did. I don't even remember now, and
Irrelevant.
because I never texted her. But yeah, he was kind of like annoying me, and she was like a good time. So like I was kind of like, oh, by the way, like if you ever want to, and I don't think I actually didn't get her number. I got her Instagram. Not that it makes a
same
difference,
shit.
but like I did
same
it,
thing.
I did it in front of him, and then I kind of was like. As I
You
walked
rat
away,
bastard.
as I walked away, because like he like gave me like less than 10%, so I was like, you know,
You hit him with that scene from Spider-Man 3 where James Franco tells Tobey Maguire or Peter Parker, he's like, oh, when she kissed me, I taste that cherry, and then as he's walking across the street, he just looks back and then at him, and he just disappears. That's what you did, right? That's what I envisioned.
Yeah.
During that whole
Yeah.
story.
So, hey, audience members, if you are part of the industry, has that ever happened to you? And also, if you are a guest, has that ever happened to you?
and if it has
Seth ever happened to you? Have you ever been Seth?
you can find me.
Have you ever been McHanson sauced?
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't.
You ever had your cookie stolen straight out of your cookie?
I was gonna say, what would y'all do if that happened to y'all as a guest? Like, does the guest now have grounds to just invite him outside?
Oh, totally. I'm down. Let's go.
I would also say that too, but I'm like, I would win that fight most of the time. So I'm like, eh.
And then you have the rest of the restaurant to do
whether
it.
I win or not, as we talked about earlier, 80% of the shifts I go into thinking they're going to be one of the good ones aren't.
Why did you look at him and say that?
Because I'm one of the good ones.
Yes, you are, Nando.
He was letting me know.
Because you brought it up right once.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, all right, hold on. Quick, pause the recording for like 1 second.
We don't pause.
We don't pause.
I, as a white man, aim to always be as appropriate as possible, but I did not know that phrase was something that was bad.
Don't worry, I accidentally made a off-color whip joke last week. So
Oh man, that was so.
That
We
was-
forgot about it,
Ouch.
and now we remember.
It wasn't off color. It was off white.
no, I would say it was on brand for white, but
No, but like I always aim to be like as appropriate as possible. Like it's
Why?
it's a part of this in the sense of like being inclusive. Or,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
so yeah. I just did not know that was a phrase that could be used to talk about people in
Yeah.
a racist way.
For sure, it's
absolutely.
like imagine you're in school and like you go to a public school and basically
I
like
was homeschooled, by the way. Like, let me just drop that bomb.
yeah,
Sorry.
he didn't watch
Go ahead.
TV until he was like 16.
Yeah.
hopefully out of the family, he was one of the good ones in the house.
No, I wasn't actually. So
But yeah, imagine like you're in public school and basically you seem to be one of the more well behaved of the kids, and like you will really
and
have
that
like
quote unquote meant white.
you'll have like a white teacher like come up to you and whisper like you're one of the good ones, and like you hear that type of shit your entire time you're in school, and like it creates this division between you and the rest of like your classmates who everyone just assumes is not going to make anywhere in life, and blah 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 blah. History, racism. Here we go.
Yeah. I had not. I'm surprised because I'm I feel like I know a lot about
Hey
this.
everyone, it's not Black History Month, but every day can be Black History with us.
More you know.
No, but that's good to know. That's a phrase I
With
would.
the lean in?
You said it says. What does it say? Talk to audience when possible.
Not supposed to talk about the board.
Oh,
Lean in.
look, we're breaking all the walls. Fifth wall, fourth wall, all of them.
Where's
My
the sixth
third eye
wall?
is
Where's
very
the sixth wall on the ceiling?
Fifth wall is here. No.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well, you
Oh,
got,
my sixth
you got
wall
me
just
here with
broke.
that story.
What the fuck were we talking about before?
Stepping outside to fight the customer.
Yes. Yeah.
The event.
Oh yeah, it would be a happy distraction from my normal shift. My normal shift. I would be like, yes, please, security, we're good. Like whether I win and beat his ass or he wins and beats my ass, like either way, I'm like, what a fucking night,
So
man.
security, like, don't worry, I do my own stunts.
Dude, I remember when Seth first came back after COVID, because I started during COVID. He was at the place before COVID, and so I had met him, and then they were just like, "Oh, this guy Seth is back." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then all I remember is just like literally toward the end of every shift, like as we get to the night, like he would go on his 10-minute breaks, and he just was chain smoking. And I was just kind of like,
No, you're thinking about Quinn.
"Is that who I'm thinking about?"
I don't smoke.
Oh, I was racist.
He
Sorry.
said you all look alike.
No. No, I swear to you, you would come back from race and I could smell smoke
So
off
I
from
was
you.
not one of the good ones.
No,
I swear,
bad one, Seth.
I swear that you would come back smelling like cigarette smoke.
Maybe
I mean,
once
it's
or
a restaurant.
twice.
You probably
Once or
picked up the vapors.
Once or twice I bummed one from Quinn, but
That's where- okay.
I didn't. He was the one known for like stepping out for the 10s.
I remember you would step off of your 10s and you looked like you really needed that 10. And
Yeah, I went through like a rough period for
Yeah.
a bit there.
Oh, yeah, because you were going through the other shit too.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
touche. Yeah.
Deep cut.
Yeah, that other shit. Yeah.
Sorry. And we're bringing it back. Yeah, when Seth started back, Seth was going through things, and I remember he was just like the guy with some edge to him when he first came back, because you were on edge.
One of the bartenders at where the undisclosed location where we work recently
At this
described
point,
me.
it sounds like you guys are in witness protection.
Yeah. It's getting a bit overboard.
It's corporate. It might as well
Yeah,
be.
it doesn't
Actually, it does
it
feel
doesn't-
like that,
It doesn't
though.
all have to be about us. After this story, we can transition to.
Oh
where
no,
you
I'm
guys
enjoying
are.
this.
Yeah.
It's just whenever y'all say
Yeah.
undisclosed location, I'm like, who's looking for you?
It's a blur out of shit.
He's over there, like,
they have-
you were
they
going
have
through that
people-
other shit. Like,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
man, you remember those warrants you had back in the day? Like, how deep does this story go, man?
Yeah, I was recently described as I was compared to a Twilight character and told I had a broken bad boy vibe. And I don't personally know what
Actually, though,
that means.
you know what that means.
That shit was
That's
kind of on
that's
point.
yeah.
I do understand what that means, and it's very accurate.
Bro, you always wear black.
I work at a bar. Our uniform is black.
You're not at work, bro.
You look like the sun
I'm
can make
wearing
your
blue
skin like
jeans.
diamonds.
Bro, you're the bartender's version of someone who's always ready for a pickup game of basketball.
Yeah.
Always ready to jump
He's
on
already
the
bad shape. He's
Look
wearing
at the hoop earrings. Look at the hoop earrings. This is broken bad boy vibes right now. You are born to brood.
I'm
I
also,
can't be with you because I'm gonna hurt you.
born to brew.
that's my favorite line, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that was
I can't
wanna
be
hurt
with you
you.
because I'm gonna hurt you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all use that at some point. We're men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used it once or twice.
Now I'm glad I never went and got that hoop earring when I wanted to.
Because then we'd really be twins.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see
One
it.
of you would have to go. You can't have both of them. Can't have both of you pulling out.
Oh man.
I've never been big on.
Hoop earrings? Yeah, me neither.
Well, yeah, no, never.
You good over there?
It's okay. We won't have to edit that
Is
one
this
out.
still,
I was gonna say that. I was like, I literally had deja vu, guys, because you reacted, and I turned and I was like, not again. I beg your pardon. Not a fucking
My
again.
reactions because I was like, oh shit, it was clear. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one Mai Tai in your food kitchen. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh
That was
man.
at noon.
Fair. just looked at you. I was like, no.
Rob was about to duck under the table. But no, I've never been big on the whole like getting in between two people on a bad date because you picked him. I can't trust your judgment. If you pick me, that means I'm a piece of shit too. I don't want to.
That's very self-defeatist.
I mean, there's a point
because
to it,
that's
though,
been
yeah.
my experience. So you run into someone who comes in on a date and then they just disrespect the date by saying, "I want to talk to you instead," and this and that. All right, cool. You didn't know me before you got here, but you really want to talk to me again? Ask me when I'm working again and come back.
Yeah.
You give me that energy, then I'm gonna be more receptive to it. But if you're just trying to give me a number or your Instagram or something because you're on a bad date, in my experience, it's never gone anywhere. Like you said, you didn't even contact.
I feel like there's a difference between like you see that it's not going great and you swoop in and you're kind of conscientious and you're like, I'm gonna get this number real quick. The one time I was talking about, I was doing it more.
Despite him,
right? I'll still do that. I will still ruin it.
But I one time had a girl like as soon as he walked away.
I'm like, if I know that guy is not worth it and he's being a dick and like she might just be too shy to tell him off, like, well, hey howdy, let's put on our bartender caps and make this man's night miserable.
I'm refilling her water even though she's only had this much because I just need to be in her face just to ruin their date. Like I will play my part, but I'm not stepping outside. I'm not fighting you. Like
I had one girl like shove her phone in my face. Like they had just sat down. He walked off to the bathroom. She put her phone in my face and was like, "What's your number?"
Okay,
and I was like,
"Wow."
Okay.
Yeah.
And his date hasn't even started and you hate it. That Uber ride must have been terrible.
That's crazy.
He wasn't brooding enough.
I still put my phone in her phone.
She sat down at the bar and there was like this dark cloud over and she's like, I just feel like I gotta give him a number.
Yeah.
I gotta save him.
Both of his parents got shot. I want to be with him. Oh my goodness.
I do give off the both of my parents got shot vibe, I think. Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
Hey.
There we go.
No, I did put my number in her phone. So I did.
Yeah.
But I never text her.
Right.
She still comes in all the time.
Yeah.
And every time she comes in now, it's weird because it's like I have your number. I don't remember your name.
Yeah. Exactly.
You remember mine,
yeah,
and
maybe.
I don't want to talk to you because I get like.
Damn, I want to know who this is now.
You know her. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you later.
This story.
Ooh, I get subscribe to our Patreon today.
I get like serious hoe vibes. I'm like, yeah, like no.
I mean, hoes be fun too, though, Seth. Like
they are fun. You got to be in the right mood.
Yeah, I get that.
Got to be in the right mood.
But see,
I'm never in that mood anymore. For very specific.
You're never in the mood anymore.
Oh no, I'm in the mood. I'm just not in that whole mood because that'll get me killed.
There you go.
Yeah, I live in this same space. I'm like, you know.
Oh, you are not living in that same space. Let me tell you, sir.
That man is marrying a Puerto Rican. That's different right there.
Yeah.
Hell fucking different.
So speaking of stealing dates,
What were we speaking of? Please tell me what we're speaking of.
P can talk about Puerto Ricans. He is one of those folks.
yeah, I am.
Those
I don't like
folks.
how you said one of those folks.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like how you said that.
It was too close to one of the good ones.
I was just fucking with
I
you.
was trying to be too dapper and it went over way too.
Yeah. So speaking of stealing dates and shit, and you guys brought up Applebee's, which was great. Imagine getting your date stolen at an Applebee's because your date didn't want to be at an Applebee's or a cheesecake.
Oh, we just
had
this conversation.
Have you guys been seeing
Have
this?
you seen this meme?
He's been working too much.
Yeah,
He hasn't
Miss
seen
Munches
it.
and
It's
Munches
right now.
There's
Oh, shit.
so many messages in the group chat.
Yeah, I see. I get all the notifications. I'm just like,
you
I'll
work
get to
a
that
lot.
one day.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
work a lot.
And then 30 notifications later. I'm not going to get to that one day.
What
Yeah,
astonishes
my
me is that it's like a 45 numbered list.
Yeah, but that's the newest list.
Yeah.
Don't forget the fucking things men can't do list. That's up like damn near 300 now. There's so many lists coming out about men.
Wait,
I bet you
yeah, give me the
half of those.
context.
Yeah.
And I don't
So
care.
there's been a couple things that came out. One of them was a video of this woman that didn't want to get out of the car and go on a date because he took her to cheesecake, and she was like, "Nah, cheesecake is whack, whatever, this and that." And then
I actually
Love me a
love
cheesecake.
cheesecake.
I
Not like
love
you're
a
taking her to
cheesecake.
Burger King for a first date. Jesus
well,
Christ.
to her mind, that's what that was. And
Yes,
then
it
there's been a
was.
list of like,
To be fair, Burger King's not on the list because that's like lower than they think.
Well,
you
it's
would
fast
go.
food chains.
There's a separate
that's,
list.
That's on the list. Is fast food chains.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
like number 5 or one
Yeah.
other number. Have you seen the whole video
Below
of that
that.
exchange though? The exchange on that date.
Wait, can I get the full context of
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
have you seen the full context on it though? Like the full video.
I
he had
because-
reservations
Like,
to
say, that's what I was saying. Just say that part. So
yeah,
they
he
get
had
the-
reservations to a fancy restaurant too. But I believe it was that she was either late
She
or
was late. She
was
made
late.
him wait outside for an hour while she got ready.
Yeah.
So
I'm so
the other
triggered.
reservation was like, we couldn't make that reservation, so this is the backup plan. And he even says, he's like, well, I'm respecting you. You wouldn't let me into your house. That's fair. I understand. You don't know me that well. But you made me sit outside for an hour while you got ready. The reservation is passed. We can't go there. That place is too strict. This is the backup. So you're letting me know through all of your actions that I'm not as important to you. So I dialed it back to like, hey, let's just go to a place where we can have good food and have a good time and get to know each other. But since that isn't something you want to do, I'll just take you home.
Yeah. If the reason we didn't go to the place that you meets your approval is because of you, then you got to take what you can get
Yeah.
and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there's also this list of like icks and shit like that too. So that's what's been
And it's
happening on the
ridiculous.
internet.
Like it goes to the point where it's like like various levels of women you meet. You want to try like. Sorry, hold on.
Formulated, articulated. There it is.
You
Go.
got it?
For some women, you're like, I'm not sure if this is really a thing. Let's get coffee, right? Let's like take a
Yeah.
little walk in the park, and then I already have backup stuff next, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe we stop for tacos, maybe we go to dinner. Like,
Especially if you got their number on a bad date. Hey, why would I
We
not
need to
take
put some
you to a coffee?
filters. We need to do
Right.
some.
Or I mean, you
Low
gotta
expectations.
So, but
Right.
I think it's fair for men to be like, okay, regardless of how much money you have, like, do I really want to take you out to like the fanciest restaurant in town? Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of boring anyway. Like let's get to know each other, and if there's something here, then I'll invest, right? And that's the thing for me. Like, I meet a lot of women, and sometimes I'm like, let's like let me like meet you for a second in person, especially if it's up like Raya or Tinder or whatever.
You're
I'm like,
Raya? Aren't you special? Raya is like isn't it like the kind of like
it's
you gotta
not,
get.
it's not that fancy.
Oh, I thought you had to get like invited to it. I thought it's like an
Yeah,
app.
but,
It's like
like,
a.
it's-
That's the one
Yeah.
Keo was talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like celebrities.
It's been
are
discussed
there
on the
and
show.
stuff
It's the only reason
Okay.
we know about it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
didn't
so
make the cut.
you meet a girl off an app or something, right? Like, you're not like, oh, let me go spend $400 so we can have like several rounds of drinks and appetizers and dinner. I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, let me see if I even like you, right?
Yeah.
So, but like on the list, it's like at first it's like no Cheesecake Factory, no Applebee's, no fast food chains. It goes through like this list, and then it gets down to the point where it's like no coffee dates, no drinks at a bar.
Ice cream, none shit like
No
that.
ice cream, yeah. And it's like,
romantic shit ever.
what do you want to do then?
Yeah.
Like, it's the only first date option, like the most.
Mastros, no blue.
It's a little different in LA because you can go to like any restaurant. It wouldn't be Chili's or Applebee's or Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
But like, if you live in fucking like Wisconsin, like where the fuck are you supposed to go if that's
Culver's.
your list?
You go to Culver's.
Yeah, like and like it gets down the point
Or
where
like
like
shirts in
the
the
Piggly
Jack
Wiggly.
Daniels.
yeah, the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the-
Whataburger, you know, like I mean, I guess that's a fast food chain, but like, yeah, at some point you're like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
So I think, with if a girl has those sort of standards, then I'm sorry, but she's narcissistic enough. She needs a guy who's also narcissistic enough, who wants to flaunt his money.
Drake.
She needs a wannabe Drake.
Drake takes girls to Cheesecake Factory.
And that's not an issue. But also none of us are
Yeah.
Drake, so
Well, yeah. So like, if a
Platinum
girl,
gold albums.
if she's that
people watching like,
materialistic,
motherfucker, you ain't Drake though.
Yeah, that's right. We know.
Fair. I did not.
But that's also the point.
Yeah, I didn't beat Michael Jackson's record. So
if she's
That's
that
also the
materialistic,
point.
she needs a guy who's that materialistic to show off to her. And the good thing is that the only girls sharing that are probably the ones that materialistic, and the rest of them are down for someone who's a real person.
Right.
So we're good, you know.
Me and P were talking about this yesterday, and I had thought of Killing Them Softly, the Dave Chappelle fucking stand-up.
Oh, I thought you were like literally killing them. Stuff.
No, I don't have bodies around my apartment.
Like your friend.
I'm not rich enough for that.
like your friend that doesn't appreciate good tequila.
But there's this one line that he says on that stand-up set, and this is like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he said, "Pussy was a stock, it would be plummeting right now. Because all of you are trying to do the same thing and you're trying to just sell sex and all of these kind of things. And no, this is not a tirade about sex and this and that. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that so much of social media has turned in, and dating, you know, as a byproduct, has just become about Instagrammable social media style moments. You need to take me somewhere so that I can post and show all my friends, this guy took me here. Oh, he's spending money on me, girl. Y'all should all be jealous of me. Like, look at what he's doing for me and this and that." But you, like you said, which thank you for articulating it that way. Usually the guys who take you to those places, you are their arm candy for the night.
Yeah.
You are part of
and you're a trophy.
Yeah.
It's
So
a mutual
they're
exchange at
narcissistic.
that point.
Because so much of it has turned into, like that video, she said, "You don't take someone who looks like this to cheesecake." And it's like, yeah, you do. You take anybody to fucking cheesecake.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you look like.
Steak has good food.
You meet a great girl and you like vibe and you're into each other,
Right.
And you want food at a certain time of night, and the only place that's available is cheesecake. You go to cheesecake and you have the best time of your life.
Right.
Like maybe that's not your top, like especially in LA where there's so many restaurants. Maybe that's not your top place, but like if you're in an area and that's the spot that's open, it doesn't fucking matter where you go.
Right.
But the thing is that like, if people are all about image, I'm all about authenticity. So like if people are all about image, then it doesn't matter so much who they're on a date with. It matters what it looks like on their date on Instagram.
Yep.
And those are the ones you want to date.
Right.
Because like it's all about them. And like we're all human. We all have a level of narcissism to ourselves. We all are somewhat self-absorbed in whatever it is you're trying to do.
You're absolutely entitled and allowed to have your standards. That is okay.
Yeah.
We're not telling anybody lower your standards. We're just saying like, hey,
Sometimes we will judge those standards.
You're narrowing,
Which is what we're doing.
You're narrowing that field. And I told him this, that there's this one of these TikTok clips I see. This guy goes around interviewing girls like what their ideal man is, and he plugs it into this app. And based off of what they say, it'll tell them like, oh, that's realistic, or you're fucking delusional.
Right.
They'll be like, oh, he's got to be. Some of them that I see is like he's got to be like 6'3", 25, single, no kids, got to make 6 figures.
Yeah.
This and that. It's like, okay,
Any
based off
guy
of
under
this,
6 foot at this point, like women think are ugly as shit. And I don't know why.
and then based off of that, it's like, all right, there are 0.7% of men that fit your category. You are 100% delusional.
Yeah.
And then some of them get offended. It's like, what the fuck? No, I'm not. This and that. It's like, yeah, that is a percentage of men that exist that you
there's
just
also
described.
like there's also the reality of the real world. Like some girls have this like idea, right? Like of like, but like they meet someone that they like and he wants to go to Cheesecake Factory and they're into him, and then all of a sudden they're all about it. So like, you know, it's subjective and it changes.
Yeah.
Like, do they want a free expensive meal, or do they actually care about the guy?
Some
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Some do.
And I think that like there are some people who have like a really high boundary for like what they think they deserve or feel they deserve, and that's completely subjective to them and their
That's
experience.
okay. You can have that.
And they can have that, but that means that like, you know, that's what they're into, and that's fine. And there are plenty of men who would love to never go to Cheesecake Factory and go to the fancy places and show off their money. But like, you guys get together. Like even like
Go find each other.
like
Go frolic.
I have a lot of stuff going in my life, and like at the point where like I'm doing great. If Cheesecake Factory is the only place that's open, or like the first date didn't work out, like they have some stuff on their menu that I'll fuck with. You know what I mean? Like I like cheesecake.
Yeah. Also have a still
I
work
like
for tomorrow.
cheesecake. Yeah.
Plus you're getting, well, you know, with Cheesecake Factory, their menu's a fucking book. So you can't tell me you can't find anything on the menu.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But it isn't
But
just
it's
cheesesteak. It is also
it's a class
everything else on the
issue.
list.
They're saying they're too
Yeah.
classy for cheesecake, and that they're too classy for like chain
Coffee
restaurants
dates and this and that.
Yeah, and like that's if that's what your boundary is,
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Date the people who want to take you on a yacht.
Right. Go
ahead,
And
find
good
them.
luck finding those people
Yeah,
because it's
right.
a very small percentage, you know.
Right. And it is a small percentage because I've also seen other videos where you see these women saying, well, hey, you're supposed to have your standard and keep your standard. Again, as you said, we're not saying do not have your standard. But then she goes on to say, this person asked me out on, I think it was like a coffee date or something. I think someone asked her on a coffee date and she was like, no, I don't want to do a coffee date. And so she just politely declined. And then someone else asked her if she wanted to go out for just drinks. And she's like, no, I don't want to just have drinks. Like, no, I want to go somewhere. I have to get my makeup done. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm investing so much into looking pretty for you. You need to invest into taking me out. But then she says, oh, but then this other person asked me out and they took me to this food festival and this and that and took me to this place and everything.
Creativity also has a piece in that.
Yeah, but this was all one
100%,
weekend. This was all one weekend.
Oh wow.
So if you are sitting there with so many options, I'm happy for you, but you could have passed up the person that actually really wanted to get to know you, especially the coffee person who said, hey, let's do it during the day so I'm not affecting the rest of your night. You cast that aside because this other person makes good money and wants to spend it on you.
It's all
But that
about
was
value.
like the third or fourth or fifth person on your list for the weekend.
Yeah.
Why would I want to spend hundreds of dollars on one person who tomorrow night can have someone else spend hundreds of dollars on
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
And
Somebody else do
then last night meant nothing to them.
It's
If
all
they
about
took them to a
values.
nicer
Yeah,
place,
it's all about
then it's all
values.
canceled out.
And like, see with the values, like I can say from experience too, like a lot of this, I will say a lot of women grow out of this when they get older. My wife is 13 years older than me. Like our first like food date after we like went out, I introduced her to Cantor's and she loved it. And Cantor's isn't the fanciest place in the world. It's a Hollywood staple. It's cute, but still, it's like diner food.
Yeah.
And like a lot of women start realizing the real men who like want to take you to breakfast somewhere, they don't care where it is. Like they don't want to have brunch at Nobu. They're like, so you're not walking out of my bed in the middle of the morning to just leave. Like in some of the younger aspects, like they want that experience. They want to say like, I've been here. They want, exactly. Which is like, you're that young, do that. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
But like the dating so much easier when just
Yeah.
But also, let's advocate for the women. Men need to stop saying like, "Hey, just come over to my house," or
Yeah.
"Let's
Oh,
just
hell yeah.
Netflix
The,
and
hey,
chill.
you
Let's
need
go
to
walk
fucking
around."
stop.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
just go walking in the park.
I don't like, yeah,
Everyone needs to
100%.
step their game up from one side or the other, you know. But
I don't
we are men, so
imagine
we
that
can talk
like
about the
that
men's
like
side.
for a lot of women I meet and I hear their experiences. I don't imagine that it's not awful.
Yeah.
Dating.
It sounds
most
like it.
Guys.
Oh, I've
we
seen
are fucking terrible.
I've seen the Tinder app.
We are
Like
fucking terrible.
my
man.
homegirls have shown me like their Tinder app and like the shit that they have to go through is wild.
Yeah, it's
wild.
ridiculous.
It's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Wild.
Most of the time it's completely awful.
Yeah.
That's what I said about the older thing. They usually weed that shit out so quick.
Right.
But I think it really comes down to values.
Of
Like,
substance, so like you can kind of put that effort forward without thinking like, God, I gotta take this girl out like with all of her followers and all this thing. Like I have to go to this expensive ass place. Like it kind of takes it out of it. Like you can have like a natural neutral date where you're not breaking the bank just so they can have the experience.
Right.
but if people can suss out like what each other's values are, and I know like a lot of the times it comes down to like attraction. Like, are they attractive or like.
That's how it starts for most human
money is a big
beings,
thing.
like,
I mean that's fair, but like if you don't value the same things, and like I meet a lot of women who are very attractive, and I can just immediately tell our values are completely off.
Oh yeah.
Like what they're into in life, they want to go to Nobu and they want to like go on yachts, and I'm like, I'm interested in reading classic literature and watching good cinema.
And like having a
not
cabin in
gonna
the
have-
woods where we spend a weekend out there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm interested in cool experiences. I'd much rather like travel than like immerse in the culture than go to Ibiza and go to some rave. You know what I mean? Like if you suss out what your values are and what you
yeah.
value out of life, then it makes it a lot easier. Whereas a lot of people, it's like it's like it's about their image and it's about attraction, and that's all they like look at, you know.
So have all y'all at home, have you ever had that experience like right off the bat? You're like, nah, this is not vibing whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a mountain man and they are a rave city girl. Like, that's. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
I'll say.
I just want to say real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
You sound like a dating profile, but I know
Yes.
you're actually real.
I am, yeah.
But you sound like
No,
the
as
answers
he's
that-
not AI.
as like the way you're explaining
Yes.
what you're looking for.
Yes.
It's all the things I've heard from my
It's all
friends
the
that
boxes.
They see guys post and then they are not like that. But I actually know you and I'm like, oh, he actually means this shit. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
My matches are gonna go up so much after
Oh,
this.
No, that's it. Like, ladies, Seth is waiting for you to save him right now. This
If
is
you want to get to Seth, you have to go through this podcast.
This is the face of like a
Like,
brooding
and
guy that you save. Like, you, like come and save his broken.
You wanna
self.
date
What
You
am
gotta
I
like and
saying? What am I
subscribe.
saying that sounds like a dating profile?
Oh my god, everything, dude.
Everything.
You saw him
Yeah.
walking like Tinder, like, oh, I like dogs and puppies, and I just want to have cool experiences with you in a cabin.
Said,
like
uh,
a
said
talking
none of
head
those
secret.
things.
But,
And I also work at a children's hospital.
yeah, on the weekends.
Yeah, I volunteer building shelters for the homeless on my free time.
And on the weekends, I just want to take you to a cabin and read.
Yeah, like that's the type of shit.
And I knit mittens for stray dogs.
I also
chilling with my
play Madden
3-year-old
relentlessly. Is that a deal breaker?
Did you
You
do
gotta
that?
balance it out somehow.
Can I put that on the
Yeah,
dating
you
app?
gotta balance it out. You gotta
I,
let him know.
I have an obsession with Madden. I play Madden a lot.
Oh, let's play.
like
I
the
get
new
home
one?
from the bar. I get home from the bar at like 3
What do
a.m.
you play on?
Xbox.
I'm not on Xbox anymore. I'm on PlayStation.
Doesn't matter if cross-platform.
No,
Can we-
not PlayStation and Xbox. No.
I'll play. I'll buy a PlayStation and still beat you.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just like to play. I used to be good. I'm not good anymore. I play like twice a year.
I found
'Cause I
a
have
hack.
no one to play against.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
suck now.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
always different playing against a person.
Yeah.
But yeah, So that's my dark side.
Madden.
Oh,
Wow, that's your dark side. Wow.
Oh wow.
So egregiously
Bro,
brooding.
the guy that dresses in all black with a hoop earring, his dark side is not Madden. His dark side.
You don't understand.
Is that he pirated Madden?
No, his dark side is
You
he
don't
cries
understand how
alone in
much
the
of a turn
shower.
off that is.
Do you play
Because like
Madden?
girls will be like,
games, yeah.
"Oh, you game? What do you play?" And I'll be like, "Madden." They're like,
Wait, they prefer Fortnite?
what?"
They prefer you play
To the
Fortnite?
right. To the right.
I think anything.
No, you're going
but
to the
Madden.
left.
Take it back now,
Really?
y'all.
Because I actually haven't heard Madden in probably about 5 years. I didn't know they were still making
Not many people.
The other
play
way
it.
is
new.
one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
me,
just this guy.
me and a few other guys. Yeah.
You would spelt over in
See, what
Sweden.
you gotta do is
What?
Some random guy in Germany or Sweden. You guys just playing Madden.
13-year-old. Those little fuckers.
what you need to do is just throw in just games that you probably never played. Like, oh yeah, I play Animal Crossing from here and there. Sometimes I played Valorant.
Little Pokemon Go.
Overwatch.
Just,
Big Harvest Moon
just let them
guy,
know
yeah.
Taylor Swift now plays Madden, and they'll be like, okay, cool. Yeah. I don't know if she does, but she's dating a football player. She's got to play
Yes.
Madden at some point.
Wow, you made yourself an LA8. Wow. Okay. All right. I actually don't know what you are,
Complicated
but
right
like
now.
I always hear like the LA number system
Yo,
is
LA
different than
numbers
others.
are so different.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you could be a Montana 10, but you'd be an LA 4 out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why? It's kind of true.
My ex was from Montana, and everyone would say that to her.
Oh.
I was like, she's a 10.
I mean, I love Montana too, but systems are different in different states.
You love the Montana 2? That's wild.
No, it was Montana 10 to Montana 7.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
I
thought you were
just
saying
love
you.
Montana the state.
No,
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like, I think that in LA, like I've noticed that like it's different. More attractive people.
Sorry.
It's the
Ever-
city
ever
of all
since you
attractive
moved it,
people.
it's
It
just like,
totally
it sounds a little
skews
off.
the ratings.
Like, you
Like,
should-
Yeah.
we'd be all like top 10 catches at home, but out here we're like the bargain bin.
Bargain.
Yeah, I feel like there are more attractive people here, and so maybe it's slightly skewed, but yeah, like like again,
But it's also the nature of the city. Like I remember when I first moved to LA, I was driving from San Diego into LA, and as soon as I saw the "Welcome to LA" limits, like the radio station played something about liposuction or like a tummy tuck, and I was just like, I've never even heard an ad for this. Like I barely, only person I ever knew that did it was Al Roker, and I was just like, as I crossed into LA, it was just advertising like tummy tucks, and I was
All
like,
plastic
oh
surgery,
shit,
insane.
and I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
You gotta ding on your phone. Your rating is now.
Yeah.
This is your bracket.
Right.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
So one of the things I wanted to make sure that we did talk about while you were here is the lizard. So can you let everybody know what that is and its importance to you? Because we've talked a long time about you, making sure that you talked about that while you were here.
I'm happy to. So I wrapped a film in July called The Lizard, and after having worked in downtown Los Angeles for 5 years now, I've been around homelessness a lot, so I wrote a script about it and then produced it, and I worked with the director Luca Pascaliccio, but I played the lead role in it. And it's I'm really excited. It's gonna be we're gonna have a final cut. It's gonna go to festivals first. So you know, I am the cliche. I'm an actor and bartender in Los Angeles.
Of
course. Let's go. Yeah. I think that's at least.
But here's the thing:
us,
you actually look like a starving artist for like about a cool few months.
Yeah. I did the thing. I got compared to Christian Bale a lot, which is, you know, it wasn't about the fact that I did the weight thing, but I was like, I can't play someone living on Skid Row and be a 195 pound, 6 foot guy. I need to look like I'm addicted to crack.
Emaciated.
What did you do?
Like Tom Hanks and Castaway.
Yeah.
What did you do to drop all that weight?
I there's a Canadian fitness trainer whose programs I really like because they're based on flexibility and walking. So he recommends a 4-hour intermittent fast in the morning.
You're good.
Yeah, and 4-hour intermittent fast, 4 to 6 hour intermittent fast, going for a walk every day. And as a bartender or server, you're
already doing that.
You're doing that easy. Yeah,
you clock 6,000 steps behind the bar.
Yeah, easy. I was going for about 10,000, so I go for a walk on my breaks, and on my off days I go for a walk, and then just slightly, I just slightly cut my calories a little bit, like from what my maintenance would be, and I tracked. So, I lost 45 pounds over about 8 months.
Wow.
And at the end, I did start doing severe calorie restricting and water weight manipulation. So I was like cutting carbs and cutting sodium and cutting water. And so I just saw the footage for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Oh man, how'd that feel?
It looked.
Did you recognize yourself?
I didn't. It was weird. It was like usually you see your footage and you're in your head as an actor about like how did I do? How do I look? All this weird stuff that happens in your brain. And it was like, what am I seeing right now? Like it was bizarre.
It felt that separate from you today. Interesting. That's
and
super
I was
good.
also shocked by how skinny I looked because I put weight back on. And the thing is, when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you don't notice a change.
Yeah.
So I put 35 pounds back on since, and I like saw the footage and like you could see my ribs through my back and stuff. Crazy. And people at work were worried about me. I think that the manager thought that I was dying of AIDS or something.
It was pretty
like
bad.
she was like, I didn't want to comment on your body, but until I heard you were doing this movie, like I didn't know if you were okay. But it's looking really, really exciting. I'm really, really excited about it. I can't wait to invite all of you to the premiere and
Premiere at the Alamo.
I think that's what we're gonna do. I have to talk to them.
That'd be sick.
That'd be
sick.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good amount of people, so I have to make sure they can house everybody that we're gonna have.
That's the only thing. There. Like,
maybe we'll do 2 nights.
2 screenings. Yeah.
But I'm excited about it. And it's a very altruistic message. The core of it is really about courage and love. It's really about like facing, because all of us, no matter where we are at in our lives, to get where we want to go, and I think it's a good thing for everyone to have some level of ambition or goal. If you're passing that to me, I'll take it. Yeah.
I mean, that's clear, but mine's aloe watermelon splash.
And I was just about to say that.
Wait, you don't say anything to him about the self-ding?
Well, I didn't realize.
Well,
that.
he's the
I didn't
guest.
realize.
Oh, you self-dinged? Who self-dinged?
I
don't know what happened.
I was
doing
dinging
this.
P on the creative pass. I thought
Well,
that was a really good way to get it to me.
I was about to comment. You were like
slide.
clearly adding on to your fucking dating profile was this altruistic courage and love story that you're
sorry.
That you wrote.
directed, and
Again,
started.
I lost 45 pounds to make sure I was in the
Yeah,
So you know he's committed, ladies.
yeah.
Some of
Some people
Walking
give
Phoenix
change.
in the Joker.
Some people give change to the homeless. He gives change to the homeless.
He changed into the homeless.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Do you two-part question? Do you method act? And if you did you
Did I
ever
what?
do you
Method
method
act.
act?
Yeah,
and
that's
if
at
you
the
do,
methadone clinic.
I did not do meth during the making of the film.
no,
I thought about it. No.
Arrested Development joke. It was out.
Yeah.
do you method
I
act?
love that episode. By the way, that episode fucked me up. I got worried that like people would think I looked like an actor who was too handsome to be homeless, and so I like really tried so,
So a
hard.
little bit of method acting then.
But
Do you hold on? Sorry. Let me get through my question.
Yeah.
Do you method act? Are you a method actor?
Yes.
I gotta
Yes.
Yeah.
enunciate for you fuckers.
Yeah.
And if so, did you consider spending some nights out on the streets of Los Angeles for this?
No and yes. So, the method I think gets taken out of context a lot. It's one of the many approaches to studying acting. What's been dubbed as method acting now is staying in character on set.
Yeah.
I
Very
did
archaic Stanislavski style, yeah.
Sure, yeah, and well, like Stanislavski's method got dubbed as the method. It is the method, but the method is not what people think of as the method. So the method is sensory work, and I think that the way I work involves sensory work, which means, so like I said, I did walking a lot to prepare for the role. I would walk like sometimes for an hour a day, sometimes for 20 minutes a day. And I would walk downtown a lot, and I would walk by Skid Row, through Skid Row. And so there were moments where I found myself like feeling starving, feeling hungry, feeling like I needed something. A lot of times it was just food for me because I'm not addicted to too much except for maybe nicotine and pussy. Sorry.
Those are some different things.
Fair.
I think I lost the whatever I had going.
Yeah,
you might have gained some.
Your entire Tinder profile is just.
Yeah, it just dropped.
No.
Yeah.
You might gain.
just.
But like they're secretly still gonna DM him. They're just not gonna tell anyone.
They're not gonna talk about
It's
it.
not going to be public about it. They're not going to publicly support it, but man, are they going to be hitting you up?
They're not gonna be on Twitter quoting your shit, but they'll be in the DMs.
But yeah, I would definitely slide into it. I would definitely feel it. So like on
Are you talking about the role? Are you talking about? Are you talking about?
You just too soon
I would definitely get in touch with the feeling of
Your choice of words, man.
So a big thing I worked on during the process of this, because the way
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to like regain.
Gotta remember, we're all toddlers
focus.
here.
We couldn't get through method when I was like, ooh, meth.
You can't say addicted to nicotine and pussy and then follow up with going back to your point
slipped
and say
in.
slid in.
No, I 100%. I set myself up for that one.
Seth.
Shut up. I hate you so much.
Thank you.
I fucking hate you for that.
Good. That's pretty
A
fucking
big
good.
a big way I do approach stuff is to go into whatever it is I'm currently experiencing in life. So I consider it like working toward catharsis as opposed to trying to do a good job at the character, because to me that gives contrived results. So a big thing I was experiencing was like being upset with my life circumstances financially, and after the pandemic being like upset with where I was at in my life. So the victim mentality that I found myself having, as much as I wanted to be empathetic to the houseless, or the unhoused population rather, I had to look at what does it take for someone who has a huge journey in front of them to get back into a position where they're no longer addicted to, or to get out of being addicted to something, and then also to get them better into a better circumstance. What stories might they be telling themselves from their childhood trauma, from the terrible things they've experienced? What journey do they have to face in order to get out of that? And I had to do that myself, and that was really what I went into, was that, like, me personally, what stories am I holding on to that are keeping me from facing what I need to face? And that was the work. It wasn't like pretending to be homeless or mimicking the homeless, because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want it to be a caricature of someone cracked out. I wanted to play into, like,
it's very tasteful.
Yeah,
it's very tasteful.
Now I feel like we're
Meisner-esque. Meisner's very much dealing.
I feel like we're James
your own
Lipton
experiences.
on Inside the Actor's Studio now, and just so tell me about your parents when they divorced.
It did shift into that. What was the second part of the question? Was that method?
It was the method. It was the first part.
Did you think about spending time?
Did you think about sleeping on the street, or did you?
I did volunteer with an organization that feeds the homeless, and I cooked and talked to people, and I had been doing a lot of walking, so I've had a lot of conversations with people. I did not sleep on the street. I thought about doing that. I think I found that I wanted to sleep on the street in a tent or in a sleeping bag so that I could say I did. And as soon as I realized that it was my own ego that wanted to say that I wanted to do that, I said, fuck it. I'm not going to do that, because then I'm just feeding this story. I can tell that's fairly self-serving. So I stepped away from that. It's terrifying, like, the thought of it. And so we shot this as a very long short film that's also going to be cut as a proof of concept. So if we get to make the feature, I might consider doing that sort of thing for further research. But I was kind of like, I just don't want to get killed. Making my proof of concept.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Wait, how long do you think the final cut of this is going to be?
The rough cut we have now is 32 minutes, which is far too long.
For a short film, yeah.
For short film, Max is like.
Well, yeah, to get it into, a lot of the festivals, it needs to be less than 13, probably. Yeah. So we have a really long cut now, and we're gonna have to kill some babies. We're gonna have to, like, say goodbye to some things. But we're probably gonna use the long cut for, like, our personal screenings, our private screenings, the version we release online at some point.
Holding on to that Snyder cut.
I was about to say, you got the extended director's cut too.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then we're gonna use the
subscribers of our Patreon.
And the 12-minute cut will go to festivals, and then the trailer will be what I use. The 3-minute trailer will be what I use to pitch it. So
nice.
Yeah. So, and this is the life of being a bartender in Los Angeles. You have multiple artistic endeavors that you're engaged in, and then you talk shit with your buddies about the people you deal with at the restaurant. That's the
so why
19-year-old?
Why did you choose to say kill some babies? That was a very interesting.
That was actually from my director, Luca Pascaliccio. He is Swiss, and he said it, and I liked it.
Yeah.
But
I haven't heard it in a long time.
There's some truth to it. It's like
you've never heard
it. You get so attached.
You create it. You created it. It's your baby. You know what I mean? And you have different moments of it that are like, this is so important. And then at some point you have to look at it and say, in order for this to be, because there are three, like Scorsese said, there are 3 films you make. There's the one you write, there's the one you edit. There's the one you write, there's the one you shoot, and there's the one you edit. And so we've written it, we've shot it, and those are very different things because stuff happens during the shooting process, and now we're editing, and you have to look at what you have, what happened on set, and then sometimes you rewrite. You're like, okay, we can make this moment. You can
have scene rewrites day up.
Yeah. Well, no, like even after the shoot, like you look at the shots that you got and you're like, actually, if you cut it right here and then you change it to this, it's a whole different moment. So you end up doing some writing in the edit, which is fascinating and very, like, it's a whole different creative process. And then you say, well, we could actually change the momentum of this because in this one take, this guy did it this way. And then, like you end up kind of being able to change it, and then you're like, well, actually, in order to go to this other scene and make it shorter, like we can do this instead, and like you get this opportunity to rewrite, and you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to say, like, what's happening here? What are we
and
trying
like what's
to say?
actually servicing the story versus like, oh, I just remember this is a great moment that made me look good.
Right. Yeah. Because as an actor, there's this one point where I'm like, I was like, it's the pivot. It's a pivotal moment in the script, and like the character, like I'm like breaking down, having this huge moment with like, I can't keep going on doing this. I can't keep going on fiction, and I'm like, he like cut it a little bit. Because it like serviced the story, and I was like, but like, they
gotta see me cry though.
Yeah, but like the tears aren't there.
The things I said add so much more.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you have to kill some of the babies. You have to let go of some of what you were holding on to in order to service. Like you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to go back to writing. You have to go back to creating and say like, okay, what is this now? What have we created? And it's a very different place. I feel like we're on an acting podcast now.
No, we're definitely inside the actor studio, but we just left the dating podcast, which we didn't intend to do either.
Who
So
knows where we'll go next?
yeah,
I don't know. We need to get back to inside the drinking studio.
It's an interesting point though, because I feel like for a industry perspective in LA,
it's a different industry.
it very much involves artists.
I was about to say this industry coexists with artists so heavily.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, how do you get to one without the other?
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
There is one that I will say is slightly more handsome than Seth. That's up in the valley, but he has no interest in performance or acting whatsoever. I mean, this man, like a chiseled Spanish Hazel at Henry Cavill.
You can have it. I don't want it. I just get told that.
But
all the
it's
time.
very. This man. But it's just ironic because he's like one of those guys where you're like, you should be doing this. Kind of like you. I would look at you and I'm like, you should perform. You absolutely should be an actor. And I look at this guy and he's like, no, I really hate getting up
Yeah,
in
but the
front of
funny
people."
thing is we're this space in the industry where they want real people. They want people from every area of the world. They want people with every
You mean they
look.
want diversity?
Diversity.
Could have fooled me to reusing a lot of the same actors for a lot of shit. You could
Yeah,
have
but I
fooled
mean,
me.
well,
true,
at least for like upcoming actors.
Yeah.
Obviously, for people who are bankable, they're gonna keep using them.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to castings and stuff, they'll literally say like, I mean, obviously like open ethnicity, we want diversity, and then they'll be like, we want real people.
Yeah.
And that's the funny part. It's
That's
like,
because The Office. I think it kind of started with like The
Yeah.
Office, and that got
by
really
real
big.
people, they mean we don't want Henry Cavill. We want
Yeah.
less attractive people. So I just at that point walk outside and jump off my balcony. You know?
I've been working to looking this good all my life.
Yeah, I thought this is what you wanted.
Well, it's
a big scar
I think the interesting
across
thing,
our
and then we can kind of, I guess, leave the actor studio. But like, I think we all, like our age group, we were raised to look at like superstars or celebrities,
The
like
2000s,
like
yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio's, the
The
Will
CW
Smith
shows we all used to watch.
Yeah.
And not a single one of them was unattractive whatsoever. Like
At
and that
all.
was what we were thought to think was performers, actors, everything else.
And then the change of the guard was when I think Friends was starting to go down as like the number one show, and The Office rose. And I think that was around like the switch that it was like, whoa, we want actual shows and cast and characters that reflect actual people living their lives. And so
Now, if you're attractive, you just need a TikTok. Just do the TikTok thing.
get your followers up, and then
I don't have a TikTok.
Me neither. I don't even really know how to use it.
Neither do I.
I see TikToks when people send them to me on Instagram.
yeah.
That's how
Those
I
are the
get
ones
on
I get
TikTok.
to.
That's some old head ass shit right there.
Yeah.
Because he'll send me some shit
Pull it
I'm
up
like,
on my
oh,
MySpace link.
Oh shit, we lost him. Where's he going?
Oh, he's going to the bathroom.
It just got less handsome.
Spider-Man.
And then the handsome quotient went down.
Well, we just lost half our audience.
That's generous.
We could all like brood in his stead. Just
He'll be back. He'll be
just
back.
sit here and brood for the next.
We could all be
however
the
long
Red
it
Hood
takes.
to his Batman. We're slightly brooding, but not still Batman.
the Red Hood is the one that actually started killing people. Yeah.
Correct.
Man, I just remembered too, since he's gone, I'll tell this little quick story. Because we were talking about margaritas earlier.
Who?
We were talking about margaritas.
Margarita.
Margarita.
I thought you were saying margaritas.
Mark Arenas, and I was like, who is this person you're talking about that we talk about? Anyway,
We're all
margaritas.
Puerto Ricans. Sometimes the words just kind of roll and they don't. Whatever. I'm not gonna apologize. Never mind. I'm not sorry. Fuck you. Learn.
Watch out for the chocolate.
Anyways. So we were talking about margaritas. You guys all put sugar rims on all your margaritas, right? Like they automatically. Oh, salt. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but like, is that every place is different?
That's the specs for our place.
Right. So let me get to my point.
Yeah.
This girl got fucking pissed at me.
I asked the question.
No, I did. No. Like you
know what he's setting up.
Yeah.
We have to use y'all like that.
Yeah. It's fine. Whatever. You still kind of proved it. Anyways,
You still love me.
This fucking girl came up and asked me for one of our watermelon margaritas. Cool. Whatever. Did that. And she's like, I can't get a sugar rim. And I told her, you want one? She's like, it doesn't come with it. I was like, ours don't. She's like, don't all margaritas get sugar rims? I'm like, oh, no. If they get a rim, it would be salt. But if you want sugar, I can give you one. Yeah. She's like, no, I don't want it.
What?
Because she was saying that I had an attitude.
No,
I was like, if
Just
you want one,
Bring the bottle.
If you want one, I can give it to you.
Go ahead and walk.
You gotta pass. I was the douchebag that didn't ask.
No, you did it multiple times.
Yeah, you did it 4 times,
and you did it slowly. That was the thing. Like you were
the
like,
second time it was slowly.
You were twirling a cane, bro. So,
hello, my baby.
Anyways, yeah, she got upset that she thought I was giving her attitude, and I was like, no, do you want one? And she got mad at me and tried to cuss me out. So then I just laughed in her fucking face. I just started laughing. I was like, okay, then I won't. All right, then no room for you. And she's like, I don't want the margarita either. I was like, okay. And then when we're going to the computer, the music's loud. I don't know what she's saying, but I hear her talking shit. So I just laugh more and I bring the back to the dude. I'm just fucking laughing my ass off, making her more mad. The more upset she got, the more I laughed. And it just brought me more joy. And also angered me at the same time that you thought that all margaritas get sugar rims. You stupid. And I use this term lightly, but she was being a bitch. You stupid bitch.
Damn.
Wait, so question.
That's a lot of anger.
If someone orders regular margarita, salt in the rim, right? If they don't specify. Someone orders a raspberry, mango.
At my bar,
strawberry.
We had a chat about the sweet drinks.
What he said up when you were in the restaurant was just that his place does it different, or where you used to work does it different. He does it different. He does it different. I do it different because the place we're at does it different.
It's fair. Some places have a spec.
Hey, just because you feel like you should get a sugar rim without asking doesn't mean you get one without asking.
The only margarita I will put a sugar rim on without being asked, and it's not specified by my restaurant. If someone orders a strawberry margarita,
I get. Yeah,
I do sugar automatically. Anything else, mango, raspberry,
tell us,
passion fruit, whatever. I will do a salt rim. Unless you maybe like if I'm working at a place that doesn't have a spec and they order a spicy margarita, I'll probably put tahini on half of it, maybe half salt, half tahini.
Right. But that's something that you do at your place. At a place like mine, where we're equipped for high volume and just trying to turn drinks as fast as possible. That's not required by our owner to do that.
Yeah.
If people request it, then we have it.
It's not required. I would actually probably be told to put a salt rim on a sugar margarita unless otherwise specified where I work. But I'm just yeah, I am because I feel like you're gonna yell at me.
I'm the spec Nazi over there.
But like I feel like unless someone other
make that joke.
This is where you guys can make the joke.
I don't know if they can.
He's being a spec Nazi. Yay! I'm included.
I don't know if they can make that joke.
For that.
I'm both Jewish and German, so I'm just.
Oh, and you really can say it.
I'm both Jewish and German, so I'm in a weird place here.
No wonder you hate yourself.
Yeah, that might be
in your blood. It's literally in your blood.
Oh man, jeez.
Anyway, when it comes to margaritas,
Oh,
Just
man.
always
No wonder you're so
remember
dark and
when
brooding.
it comes.
Oh, I thought we went to Oktoberfest already.
We're still on the margarita. When it comes to margaritas, just remember that we're not always going to put in that extra work without being asked.
Yeah.
If you want us to do extra work, you got to ask for it. Don't
Ask
just
for
assume
your
it.
rent.
I feel like it's
So in
common
other
sense.
words,
Yeah, it's
just like
really
every other
common
job.
sense.
Just like every other job. If you want a rim job, you have to ask me for it.
Ah, he stole it from you. Damn.
There you go.
Stepped over it.
Hey.
But yeah, that was the instance, and it just kind of annoyed me. But then she got mad, so it made me laugh because it's like you're trying to press me, but it's actually funny how mad you're getting because of how stupid you are.
My favorite
Because you said
thing-
every margarita gets a sugar rim,
No,
and
it
I was like, if they don't, they would get a salt rim.
I sure as shit don't put sugar on a mezcal margarita.
Yeah. Ugh.
Wouldn't no.
My favorite thing is when someone's like, "Oh, I didn't want salt." I go, "Okay." Dump it into another cup and hand it to him. I'm like, "Cool."
It's really simple fix.
Yeah.
Like, did you think I was gonna remake it just to change your glass?
People really do think
Or like you know,
do,
like
yeah.
like some of the salt gets into it a little bit, and like I don't care.
I don't at all.
Or like the other way around. Like, oh, I want the salt on that. Cool.
And now we're both salty, bitch.
Yeah.
My thing was with that interaction is like all you had to say was instead of saying it doesn't get one, say, "Hey, can I get a sugar rim?"
Yeah.
Yeah. When they try to argue you on what you're doing,
she
it's
tried to
like,
gaslight like I was the issue. It's like, no, you already came up with an attitude. I saw it. Soon you were walking up, you looked annoyed and pissed off, and you tried to take it out on me, and I was not having it. All you had to say was, "Oh, can I get a sugar rim?" Or after I made it, is it all right if I get a sugar rim? Something like
Fine,
that?
yeah,
Sure.
totally, 100%, yeah.
Boom. And we would have been done with it. You would have been happy. But no, you wanted to be an asshole.
You wasted an extra 5
It,
minutes
it,
trying to
really, it
berate
really
me.
screams
And you
like
don't have a
I've been
drink.
to one bar before
And
in
now you
my
don't have a
life.
drink.
You said what?
So,
It really screams like I've been to one bar before in my life, probably Cheesecake Factory, and that's how they did it there.
No, Applebee's because they do the rims there.
Yeah,
That's where they came from.
honestly, it screams out. I come out once a month, and I expect everyone to cater to me on the one time per month that I come out because
Right. Yeah,
you
yeah.
should all be thankful that I came out. No one gives a fuck.
Again,
No.
we are service
don't
industry.
care.
We are not a servant industry.
Absolutely not.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If we don't
So,
have anything else, I think,
There was one thing.
Yeah, one more?
There was one thing I noticed when we were at this
It's okay.
restaurant yesterday.
No, I placed that on you.
It was honestly kind of. It was funny to see because I've never seen this before, even when working. So for me to see it when I'm not working, it really just threw me off. But we stopped at a restaurant to grab drinks or whatever yesterday evening, and they serve food there. Like I said, it's a restaurant. And I was listening to this person after they had gave the order. It was like a 6 top. And everyone else there ordered just regular food on the menu. The other person ordered a salad. They were the only person who ordered a salad. And then the server came out and brought them their salad and was like, "Do you need any dressing?" And she literally said, "Nah, I brought my own," and pulled it out of her purse. And on top of it, she had to do the, "So you brought the last little bit of dressing that you had?"
That's that good sauce.
You ordered a salad.
I gotta know
They
what
were-
dressing it
hold
was.
on, bro.
It was
Bro,
ranch.
I knew it was ranch. I knew it was fucking
they
ranch.
were.
And I knew been asking us for ranch all this time, and they could have just brought it from home.
I have so many.
And before
things
you
to
guys
say.
ask, yes, they were.
Absolutely, they were.
They were.
Oh, they
They were ranch.
We don't serve ranch where we're at. Is that what? Are you talking about the undisclosed location?
No,
No.
okay.
They
No.
were.
Yeah.
they were ranch.
They were.
They were
people
ranch.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
100%.
For
Yeah.
those that
ranch
were watching,
dressing.
it's like
They all
yes,
lived in that hidden valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely Hidden Valley Ranch, and they had no qualms pulling it out and doing
Yeah.
that whole motion on it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What's this about?
Oh, so this was from Ryan's first time on the podcast.
Actually, what does it say?
So the first time Ryan came on, it was just with me and Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were at the bar top and everything, and he
You
was
said
getting
this shit off
himself.
camera?
No, I said this. Obviously, look at how it's worded. Of course, I said this. So
I didn't even get to read this yet. This is
I'm gonna
surprising.
say it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we do the whole show, and I remember there was a point where me and Jeffrey had both looked at each other because you left your wallet out on the bar top the entire time. And I don't think you heard me when I said it. And I was like, this is the longest that a white man's left his wallet out in front of two black guys. It was like almost 2 hours and your wallet was right there on the top. I was like, he must feel comfortable.
It's still out there. I still trust all y'all.
Wait, you just take your wallet out when you walk into places?
No, well, sometimes if it's like right in front of me, yeah. Yeah, it's wallet.
He only takes his wallet out in front of the good ones.
You're one of the good ones, Rob.
Nah, I didn't like that. You can't say that. I didn't like that.
I just want to make a public apology for saying one of the good ones.
You can't say it. You have to let me say it for you.
Nah.
I thought we reached the level of the joke the entire night.
Yeah.
I'm still apologizing.
Bro, stop grabbing it and breaking it.
That's what she said.
All right, yeah. No, okay.
All right, cool.
Wait, no, that's what he said? Oh, okay. I'm just going to let it go.
What apps are you on?
Not gonna lie, when you said Raya, I heard Grinder.
Grindr.
I heard you. I heard Grinder.
I
was
did
like,
not that time. When he said house, I heard ass, though.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Wait, what's Grinder?
It's the gay dating app.
How do you know about it?
LGBT? Because
You
my
know what
coworker.
Grindr
Gaslight me, motherfucker. Don't you fucking gaslight me. Also, my coworker's gay. That's how I know.
Don't you fucking gaslight me.
My coworker's gay. That's how I know.
Oh, man.
This is something I've been thinking about for a while that I would love for us to continue doing going forward. But whenever we have a guest on, I think we should close out the episode with what is one of the things that you'd like to say or want to cover, one of the topics that's just been, I need to say this to guests or to coworkers or whatever, you know
Get
what I
it
mean?
off your
Like,
chest.
Yeah.
What's your get off your chest moment
Have you guys
that you
met
want to leave
Seth?
everybody with?
Love that. They get off the chest
Yo,
segment.
say it with your chest.
It's not going to be as bad as what you think. I think
a
one of the
20-minute
things I'd like
monologue.
to
Here we
remind
go.
people about, and I think something that everyone here will identify with, anybody who's worked in the service industry, I believe, is in the industry because of something genuine. It's because there was something that you experienced at a young age where you were out and you were, I mean, some of us have ended up in it and been kind of, like maybe some of us have other ambitions. There are different people that are in the industry for different reasons. Some people have, it's like the job that works for them while they're doing other things. But a lot of us have ended up in this industry because there was something truly exciting and genuine about like making drinks and being a part of the livelihood of what restaurants and bars stand for to us, right? And I think that all of us have a genuine passion for it, right? Like some people, it's their profession and they're professional bartenders, servers, and that's their living. That's what they do. That's and, and there are other people that have other ambitions, but like we all love something about it, right?
Yeah.
And I
We
think
wouldn't stay in it this long if we didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
there's
We wouldn't
something
be
there's
sitting here
something
talking
truly
about it.
exciting
Correct.
about it. Like you can sit at a desk and analyze data, and I've done that, but like I truly love people, and I truly love like there's I think I like to differentiate kindness from being nice. And
yeah.
I
Absolutely.
love being in the service industry. I love people, and I love when I have genuine connections with people. And yeah, I think that if people go out and they're looking for a good experience, they're going to get a good experience. I think some people go out and they're looking to feed their ego, or they're looking to feel special, and I'm happy to do that for you. But like the amount of respect you give is the amount of respect you receive in the area of life.
Yeah.
And if you go out to bars and restaurants and you are respectful, you're going to have a great experience, I think, 99% of the time. And I think that we're all in this industry because like we love being a part of the social environment of it. We love like I love to bring it. I love to give people a good experience.
Yeah.
And I think as long as, you go out and you're having a good time and you're being respectful, I think you're gonna always get good service, you know. And I think that all of us are in this for that reason. Like, we love being a part of a culture, you know, and there's something beautiful about that. And that's why I'm still doing it, you know.
That's
Just
why,
like-
even though I'm not bartending, I'm still part of the industry because I do love having that interaction with, like, I'll talk to guests, meeting every new bartender and bar manager, also knowing now that I have been in the industry, so I know, right? It's just great interactions the entire time. I, like, still went over to continue. Yeah, I love the culture. I love being there.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
Oh,
for,
are we? Is this like just share time?
Well, I mean,
Well, no, I was gonna say like, oh,
just
okay.
as a closeout.
Oh yeah, I don't love people, but
I like individuals.
I like
people as a
individuals.
mob.
People, not that much. But what I do love about the job is I like the service aspect of it. Not servant, but service, like providing a good experience, a good service that a lot of people remember. And they come back and they just like, I remember you and you did this and da. And I may not even remember because I just was doing my job or whatever. And like that lasting impact that makes me feel really cool that gave them an impact. And I also just love working a job where like literally every 5 seconds is something new. And like it keeps you on your toes because like you could talk about like being at a desk job and like literally you wake up at 8 a.m. and you know what your entire fucking day is going to be until you clock out at 5 p.m. Yeah. And I clock in at 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. at the bar, and I don't know what's going to happen every 10 minutes.
Every day is an adventure.
Not every 10 minutes is an adventure. You're just like, what the fuck just walked in here?
Especially downtown.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so I
was
do
at the
love
Grove
that.
when that shit happened, and I like as soon as the guy left, I was like, what the, like one of those what just happened to me.
Yeah.
It was such a whirlwind. It took a total of like 45 minutes, and I'm sitting there and I look at the bartender. And he's like, and I'm like, I don't what was that? And he's like, I feel like I shouldn't have served that man. I'm like, no, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there.
To quote a character from season 2 of The Bear, one character asks the expo person's like, how do you do this? And she says, you get to make somebody's night every day.
Oh, I love that arc.
Yeah, as much as shit like I talk or whatever, it's like, yeah, there's always an opportunity to make someone's day or night.
Yeah.
And that's what I look forward to.
That was the whole like learning to anticipate and not.
Yeah.
I just got mad goosebumps off that comment, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like chilling over here.
What I do. What I do. So,
What a beat, baby.
Yeah. For me, it's honestly this part here. You know, like what we're making now. One of the reasons why this idea came to me was what I personally love about the industry is picking up multiple family members along the journey, like different people you work with and you get to know them and you're just like, that person was fucking awesome. I want to keep them in my life as long as possible. That's what I enjoy about the industry the most, you know, growing up, you know, by myself and everything like that, like only child, fucking foster kid. I didn't have anybody. So as I got older, it was like, all right, well, if you don't really have a family or at least one that you can attach yourself to, you kind of look for that in other things. And in this industry, I've always been able to find people who are enough like me to where, all right, we're going to be friends going forward. And you just keep on, you keep in touch with them. And you know, it's hard for me to keep in touch with everybody because I'm also the meme guy, but sometimes that's the only way I can keep in touch with somebody. Like I got friends I haven't seen in like 3, 4, 5 years, but I'm always sending them memes so that they know they're always on my mind. And a lot of times it's someone I worked with or a customer. You know, I've been invited to weddings from guests that I only serve them one time kind of deal. Like you never know what this industry is going to throw in front of you, but also this part here, like how we're able to just come together, shoot the shit, share experiences and things like that. That's what I love about this industry because I've worked in a handful of different industries. I haven't seen anything like this to where you can just work somewhere one day, work there for like 2, 3, 4 months, and have 3 or 4 people that you work with there, and then they're your friends for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know? I just went to a wedding in Phoenix with 2 friends I hadn't seen in like 3 years. I haven't worked with any of them in 6 years. But as soon as I saw them and a couple other old coworkers that we were all really tight with, it was like
it was only 3 days.
like I just saw them
Yeah.
like one of my last shifts last week. That's how it felt. We just picked right up, and that's what I love about this.
It's like very nomadic in the best way possible. Like,
Absolutely.
build this like clan and tribe that you like roll with, and you all have these same ideals, and like you're all out doing your other things, but you have like your home tent that you come back to. And, like everybody is just always a party. You see the rest of the clan. It's beautiful. I love that way.
And you can also introduce members of your clan to other members of the clan.
Yeah.
But because
And then
they
it just
find out,
grows.
but they find out like, oh, you bartend, you serve too. There's nothing like when you have a group of people who are all service industry and you bring in an outsider because one of your friends brings them in because they worked with them somewhere or they're just friends with them. And you're like, well, what's the icebreaker? Oh, I bartend over here. Oh, fuck yeah. Then next thing you know, you've made like
I love this
15
over there. I
best
had
friends.
this story over there. I did
There's
this over
nothing
there.
like it.
Yeah.
There's nothing
What's
like
crazy
it.
is like half of the guests that we bring from the industry that you guys bring in, and I don't know who the guest is when they walk in. End up knowing them from like other parts of life. And it was like, oh shit. It was like, oh yeah, we knew each other like 7 years ago. And so,
And I love that we've actually seen that play out on camera.
Yeah.
Like just through the conversation, you guys were like, wait a minute. You
Yeah.
used to serve me over here.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Ashley got me in trouble all the time.
Yeah, it's dope. And it's another reason why we do this is because, you know, it's not just the money, man, but the community that you can get here. Oh, man. And even after you leave, you still feel attached to it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of listeners that are former service industry and love that we're doing what we're doing the way that we're doing it, because for them, it's kind of making them feel like they're back having that shifty at the end of the night,
Yeah.
talking shit about this and that and whatever. And so I'm really, bless you. I'm really,
that was a
thankful
really
for-
cute sneeze.
Damn, put that on your fucking dating profile too.
My sneezes are cute. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I don't have loud, obnoxious dad sneeze.
I was just trying to hold it in for the recording.
So considerate.
Let's not make you hold it in anymore. Thank you for coming on.
Hell yeah.
Cheers it out.
Thank you so much,
Everybody
man.
else out there, again, like and subscribe. Hit us up in the comments. Hit P up in the DMs. I don't answer mine that often. Actually, hit Rob up. He needs some more DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? Also, Cheesecake Factory. We mentioned you guys like 12 times
We
tonight.
like Cheesecake Factory.
We should get sponsored by them at this
Yeah.
Yo, we
point.
should go get some Cheesecake Factory next. Like,
I don't even know where one is.
There's
I
one
know a
downtown.
few of them. I keep track of them. I don't know if there's one
Rob's like,
downtown.
I fucking know.
There's one definitely at the Americana and the Grove.
Wow.
Well, Americana's much closer than the Grove right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So, but yes, like and subscribe, and we will see you guys again soon.
Boom.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Come on, guys. Come
Salute.
on, man.
Yeah.